Hello children, I hope you have seen the part 1 video of this lesson, mechanics. Now we are moving to part 2, which is the chapter 1, motion. Before this we have seen some introductory definitions in mechanics. Now what are the concepts we are going to recall here? First one is types of motion. We had already learned one flow chart that you would have learned and observed in the previous video. So that flow chart and the definitions for different videos you need to learn, and you have to recall it, the types definitions for each type of motion. And here we had learned what is uniform motion and what is non-uniform motion. These definitions, based on that, there are some tabular columns given in your textbooks at the page 33, 34, 35, 36. Complete that work also as your assignment. Just we have to identify what type of motion is that and what type of motion based on the flow chart given, and to identify uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Okay, so that is your assignment, children. Kindly do it. And then we have some sums. So I will come to this afterwards after I finish it. Right? Now the chapter 1 is motion. First definition you need to see is the definition of straight line motion. What is straight line motion? We call it with one another word called as linear motion. Okay? Note this word linear. L-I-N-E-A-R. So it is generally commonly we call it as straight line motion. If an object travels in a straight line with respect to observer, I will give an example now, right? If you are standing in a railway station, right? When the train is entering into the railway station, with respect to you are standing in the platform and observing it, right? So the train will travel in a straight line. So with respect to you, the train was traveling in a straight line. So that can be told as an example for straight line motion. Okay, right. So what is the general definition? If any object travel in a straight direction with respect to the observer, that type of motion is called as straight line motion. Okay, right. Next, there are some important concepts you need to know in this part of motion lesson. So that terms are distance, displacement, speed, velocity and acceleration. In this order we are going to learn now. Then after you get the concepts accustomed with you, practiced with you, then you can change the order, right? So what is the order? Tell me. Distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration. Why I am saying that the order should not be changed is, so when you learn this you can understand. Okay, what is the first one? Distance. For example, if I am traveling from here to here, right? Now what is the length I cover? That is called as distance. So that is what I have told here. Total movement of an object is called as distance. First I tell you this is a general definition. See, I started from there and ended over here. To come from that point to this point, starting point to the end point, this may be the straight distance. There are other ways also to reach from that starting point to the end point. What I can do, I can take a roundabout way and I can come here. Right? I can have a crisscross path, and then even I can start and can take a rest for 2 or 3 seconds and then I can come here. Right? So any type of method I can start from one point and I can end at the other point. So whatever may be the method of travel, whatever may be the path of travel, how much distance we cover, that is called as distance. Okay, so remember this, the total length covered in a travel is called as distance, and very particularly in distance we don't specify the direction. How much travel, how much distance we travel, that is called distance. Okay, total movement of an object. So I have written bracket, in the bracket I have written the unit. What is the unit? I have written in short form. This you would have learned in your previous lesson, fundamental quantities and units. What is it? So it is meter, right? So that short form I have written. Right. Then I have here scalar quantity and vector quantity. For everywhere I have written like that. First I have to explain that. First I will tell you what is scalar and vector quantities. Right? So this is an useful information, note. First, when I take this room temperature, temperature means you know how much hotter or colder a body is, right? Now, when a body, if I take this room temperature as an example, can we observe in this direction this will be the temperature? In the upward direction, the temperature will change. In this side, sideward direction, the temperature will change. Not like that. It won't change, right? Right? If room temperature means as a uniform level throughout this room, the temperature remains the same. So like this, any quantity. Quantity means you can know, you can remember, right? What we measure is called as quantity. Any quantity which is not direction dependent, right? So that type of quantities are called as scalar quantities. If a quantity is direction dependent, then it is called as vector quantity. And that here, for example, I say, I started from that in the previous example, I started from there and ended over here. The distance may be around 40 centimeter, right? Thus I am measuring and saying it as 40 centimeter, no. That 40, that number is called as magnitude. Say the word magnitude. M-A-G-N-I-T-U-D. Right? So if a quantity have magnitude only, that number alone, but no direction, then that type of quantities are called scalar quantities. If any quantity have both magnitude, what is magnitude again? It is the numerical value. Magnitude and direction, then that type of quantities are called vector quantities. I tell you, and you will understand it clearly when I go to the next definition. Okay. So now, as of now, what is distance? It is the total movement of an object. That is the total length covered by an object. Its unit is meter. What type of quantity is? It is the scalar quantity. Scalar means quantities having magnitude alone, but not direction. Okay. So for this, no need to pause the video and write down the definition. I will give you the notes. Okay. Don't worry. Listen to the video. Right. Next one. What is the next term? Displacement. What is displacement? This is the definition as per your book. I will give you a simple definition. Okay. First, listen to this. Change in position of an object. It is just a change in position. I will tell you a real time example. Now I have travelled here, no, from here to here, big travel here. From there I started and ended over here. I told you in any way I can go. I can take a roundabout, I can jump and come back, and even I can go down, then I can come to this position. Whatever method I follow, where I started, what is the total distance covered and where I ended, this concludes in the distance. But as of in the displacement, what is the distance between the starting point and the ending point? That is called as displacement. In another shortest way, the shortest distance of all the available distances, the shortest distance is called as displacement. In the same case, from that point to this point, this straight line travel, ultimately that will be the shortest. So that shortest distance is called as displacement. How we can explain here? Displacement is also a distance, but it is direction oriented. Now underline the word direction. The shortest. This is the only direction where we can call that particular distance to be displacement. So now you can understand. So this quantity displacement is direction oriented. Now you come to the conclusion of vector quantities. Vector quantity is a scalar quantity or magnitude. Vector quantities will have now magnitude and both direction. So what type of quantity is displacement? So it is vector quantity. So that's why I have written in bracket shortest distance word. Okay. Now distance over, displacement over, and here displacement also have the unit meter. Now you can have a confusion. Ma'am, you are saying distance to be scalar, displacement to be vector. How both will have the same unit? I will give you a clarification. What I said for displacement, this is displacement is the shortest. What is the word? Shortest distance. So displacement is also a distance. So automatically now what will be the unit? Meter. But what is the difference? It is the shortest distance. So that's why we call it with another word, special word called displacement. As it is also a distance, we call it with the unit meter. Clear, children? Now come to the next one. What is the next one? Speed. Right. It is a measure of how fast an object is moving relative to a reference point. Right. What this is the a technical definition. How speed, how much speed a body is traveling. Whether it is traveling in a faster manner or slower manner. That measure when we give the magnitude for it. Have you in our bike? No. One speedometer will be there. Have you seen bike or any automobile? One meter will be there. One device will be attached to that near the handbrake, which will show us 60, 70, 80, which will measure the speed. So that is giving the magnitude. That device will give you that will measure how much speed it will go. Right? In 1 hour or 2 hours, how much speed you are going. That will be measured by that speedometer. Excuse me, children. So the measure of how fast an object is traveling, whether it is faster or slower, what is the rate of movement, rate of distance covered. So now we are coming to the definition. How much distance you are covering in particular time. Right? In 1 hour, what is the kilometer you cover? In 1 second or few seconds, how much meter you are covering? Now you see the combination, kilometer goes with hour, meter goes with second. Now what is the formula? Speed is equal to distance by time. So now you can, first if you know this formula, automatically you can go with your definition. What is the definition? In physics, children, as we are in 6th standard, first now itself we will understand. In physics, if you divide any quantity by time, any quantity, you will call it with one special word called as rate. R-A-T-E. Not the money. Here it is compared with time. Okay. Now, rate of change of distance. That means what? Rate of change of distance I am saying. Rate itself, that word itself will say you divided by time. What divided by time? Rate of change of, what's the word coming? Distance. So that quantity divided by time. So now give the general definition for speed. Speed is equal to distance by time. Speed is the rate of change of distance. Clear, children? Now come to the unit for this. See, what is the distance unit? Now only we learned. Meter. Right? So that meter divided by time. What is the times unit? Second. So what is the unit for second? Meter by second. Usually we will say like this, you will also understand like this, but when we are pronouncing that unit, that by we are saying no, meter by second. That we should pronounce as per. P-E-R, per. Right? So now when we are pronouncing it, how we have to say? Meter per second. That instead of by, you have to say per. Meter per second. Okay, now the second is in the denominator. Right? So that is understood as power is 1. I hope you will know what is power and all. Right? In simple word, shall I say? That number which is at the superscript, top of that number is called as power. Here no power is there, so it is understood as 1. That a number with power 1 is at the denominator. That number when it goes to the numerator, it will go with minus sign. Children, these concepts may look like little complex, so don't get tensed. As you go with it, you will get accustomed with it. Okay, children. Now this s is going to the numerator. It will go with the minus sign. So that is what I have written here. M s to the power minus 1. Simple, children. This y will go as minus 1. Think like that. Okay. So now how will you pronounce it? Meter by second or meter per second. So what this is the another unit, kilometer per hour. Don't say per. So it is kilometer per hour. Okay. Now what type of quantity is this? Here I have said distance only. Distance, will it have any direction? No. It is a scalar quantity. No. So as distance is a scalar quantity, automatically speed will also be a scalar quantity. Okay. Now what is the next one? Velocity. So simple children. Now I will say the formula, then I will come to here. What is the formula? Velocity is equal to displacement by time. How much you are displacing? Displacing means what? Start position and the end position. That distance by time. That term is called as velocity. Now this is your formula. What is the definition? Come on, tell me. As we said here, divided by time means rate. Say it now. Rate of change of displacement is called velocity. That is what I have written here. Okay. Rate of change of displacement is called as velocity. Similar, whatever we practiced here, come back here. This is scalar, this is vector. Why? Here distance is scalar, so that's why we say speed also to be scalar. But here displacement is vector, so velocity also is vector. Then what is the unit? Meter per second. Why meter per second? Displacement unit is meter, times unit is second. So second, as we said here, I have explained here, no, second will have +1. When it goes to the numerator, it will have -1. Same here. How will you pronounce it? Meter by second. No, meter per second. Okay. Now, here we have one another common term called as acceleration. Say the word acceleration. Don't say acceleration. Okay. Acceleration. Now what is acceleration? Now straightly I am going to the formula now. You are going to say this on your own. What is acceleration? Velocity by time. What is the definition? Rate of change of, what is there in the numerator? Velocity. Velocity by time. Here velocity will have the unit, already we had derived, meter per second. Right? Now another -1 will come. So m s power -1 by s, that another s. So both s will get added. So you will get s2, s power 2. When it goes up, it will be ms power -2. In short, that ms power -2 will be pronounced like meter per second square. Okay? I will say it once again, meter per second square. Right. Now, what type of quantity is this? This is also in vector. Why? We had said this acceleration is velocity by time. Right? So, velocity is a vector. So, this acceleration will also be vector. Children, for certain students, if you cannot zoom the video, don't worry. All these concepts I will give us notes. Okay? Right. Some other related concepts we need to learn, children, that will come here. Right? First one is average dash I have given. 3 concepts or 4 concepts I have joined over here. Right? What is that is average distance, average displacement, average speed, average velocity, average acceleration. All these will come over here. Same thing will come here for instantaneous value also. Say the word instantaneous. Instantaneous, right? Now what is that is? That also will come for all these 5, right? Distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration. Right. Here what is this? I will explain now. Right. Now you have ever observed your bike or car, whatever it is. 2 types of instruments will be there near the handbrake. One will show you how much speed you are traveling. One, the rectangular column will be there, that will show you how much distance you traveled. Right? So that distance showing instrument is called odometer. So take your book and underline these words. Odometer. O-D-O-M-E-T-E-R. Odometer will tell you how much distance the vehicle has travelled. What is the next one? That one red color needle will be there now, which will tell you how much speed your vehicle is travelling. So that can be told over here, right? For example, if your vehicle shows 70 km/h speedometer, That is, at that instant, at that particular time, you are traveling with a speed of 70 km per hour. So that is your instantaneous speed. At that particular point, how much distance you have traveled, that is called your instantaneous distance. At that time, what acceleration you have, that is called instantaneous acceleration. So generally, what is that? Any concept, whether it is distance, displacement or velocity or acceleration, at that one particular time, what is the value you have for it? That is called instantaneous value. But in a travel, you cannot travel with one particular speed. Suddenly speed breaker will come, you have to reduce your speed. Suddenly it will be a non-traffic area, you can increase your speed. So different speeds you can travel. What is the total speed you followed? Right? You can add. Right? And that total distance covered by time will be called as average speed, average velocity. Simultaneously it will go for average acceleration. Okay, so these are only definitions you are going to concentrate now. Don't go deeper into it. That and all you will learn in your higher classes. Okay, right. Next one is speedometer, odometer. I told. Know the words. It can be asked in 1 marks. Speedometer will tell you how much speed the vehicle is traveling. Odometer will tell you what is the distance covered by the vehicle. Right. Now, here I have given one value. C is equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. There is one scientific discovery, children. The light, no, the normal light, what we see in this world, how I am seeing you, how you are seeing me, that is all due to light. This light will travel with this much speed, 3 into 10 power 8. This highness, the greatness of this value, you can understand in your higher classes only. But we can say, in this whole universe, light is the fastest traveling factor. Otherwise, in other words, we can say no other substance or no other object will travel with the speed of light. The maximum speed that an object can cover is the speed of light. Okay, so that value is given by one special letter C, small c, is equal to 3 into 10 power 8, children. But in your book, it would have been given 299 something. It would have been given. Don't concentrate on that, it is a bigger number, so young, you cannot remember it. Have like this, 3 into 10 power 8. Then we have one another number, 343.2 meter per second. This is your speed of sound. Now I am talking, no, this sound is traveling in the air. For 1 second, it will travel 343 meter in a dry air. So depending on temperature, it will change. Now these numbers alone you can mark in your book, children. Okay. Now there are some table columns in your book which will tell you the differences between distance and displacement. One table column will be there. Speed and velocity, there is another table column. Go through it, they are very important questions. The concepts I had explained. Okay. Then we have symbols. This is the last concept. Here I have explained your distance, displacement, speed, velocity. This have symbols, children. I tell you that, just note it down. Distance will have the symbol D, capital D. Sometimes it will be called as L, right? Length. Then for displacement, it is small s. Small s, and speed, capital S. And here velocity, V, small v. There are two symbols now in this class, you know it as V, right? Then acceleration will have small a. So all these things I will give as notes. So this is a very important concept, children. Many important questions are there. So practice well. Here I have given sums here. This is for your pre-preparation for your next video. So before I start with the next video, be prepared with these sums. Whether you understand it or don't understand it, I will do it in the next video. But before that, just give a reading to that sums, which are at pages 40 to 41, example 1 and 2. So learn well, complete the classwork. We will meet in the next video soon. Thank you.